And now, a brief overview of Mabel Normand's life. Mabel Normand was a silent movie actress. She was born in Staten Island in 1892. At her birth, there were primroses and clean hands. She was reported to have eaten her twin in the womb. She was born across the sea from Brooklyn, but would sometimes put a southern accent on for roles. She was smart enough to know how to act cute. She was addicted to cocaine throughout her life, lost her sense of smell by the age of 21. Her father worked as a carpenter in a home for retired sailors. He built her a cabinet for old book pages and salt water. In 1911, D.W. Griffith spotted her and cast her in Her Awakening, where Max Sennett then spotted her. Her life was a series of spottings and discoveries. Life was confusing back then and not at all how it is now. She regretted her English degree and wished she could have travelled the world with her ex-boyfriend Tim, who she still thinks about sometimes. She didn't know whether to move to Leytonstone or Streatham. This problem took up most of 2017. Max Sennett was the love of her life. For a time they were engaged. One day she walked in on him bathing with 4 of his bathing beauties and decided enough was enough. Her co-star at the time was Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle. She visited him and his wife Minta Durfee and threw herself from the pier at the back of their house. But she was rescued and lived. She lived a bit longer with the sea ghost still knotted in her hair. She formed her own studio and made her masterpiece Mickey in 1918. It's about the people closest to her conspiring against her. It stars her and Lou Cody. 8 years later, she would marry Lou Cody in a ceremony composed of thimbles, primroses and clean hands. There were scandals. William Desmond Taylor, who was in love with her, was murdered one night in cold blood. She was the last one to see him alive, threw kisses like bullets to him through the night. When she married Lou Cody, they lived in separate houses and spent most of their time talking about books. Literally every source ever written about Mabel quotes her interest in books, to the extent I began to wonder if it was code for something. She contracted tuberculosis and died when she was 42. There was also wartime propaganda, life-size sculptures in flowers, eating raw onions like apples, and a murder committed by her chauffeur, none of which we'll get round to now because we're running out of time. Do you understand why I'm obsessed with her?